This video is for educational purposes only and should not be considered financial advice.
Trading the MACD with the Strat. Outline: Intro, the MACD, the Strat, trade execution, and recap. Intro. In this video, we will go over how to combine the MACD with the Strat trading system to achieve phenomenal results. The MACD. We showed in an earlier video how we use the MACD to verify swing highs and lows. This is the method we will be using to identify potential Strat trades. First, we look for a trend of successive lower lows and lower highs, or successive higher lows and higher highs. Then we look for price to make a higher high and a lower low in an uptrend, or a lower low and a higher high in a downtrend. This is a signal that we can potentially be reversing the trend, and we want to switch to looking out for Strat pattern setups to trade. The Strat. Once we have identified a MACD setup, we will use the Strat patterns to place a trade. Any Strat pattern is viable, but we like to use the 3-2 or 2-2 patterns for this type of trade. In effect, the MACD with a higher high and a lower low, or the reverse, is a broadening formation, and a 3 candle on a higher time frame. Using the MACD on a lower time frame helps us recognize it earlier and get in the trade earlier. Trade execution. Let's take a look at some examples. Let's look at this sequence of trades that happen during this time window from July and August on the NASDAQ 100. You see there is a 3 candle on a daily chart that engulfs this candle, and then we have a 2 to the downside, then a 2 up, another 2, and then a 2 to the downside. Looking for trades inside of here, you would have to go to a smaller time frame to find your entry point. And then over here, this is a very long reversal candle. So you would look for trades on a smaller time frame to try to get involved in something like this. Here's that first initial move where we have a higher high, which is confirmed by the MACD being higher right here than this swing high. Then we have a lower low. We're now going to look for a Strat pattern entry, and we will most likely look for it during one of the ICT kill zones. This is London, this is pre-New York. If you're trading the NASDAQ 100, it's best to trade during the New York sessions, so that's when we will look for our trade. We see a 3 Strat pattern happen here, a 3, 1, 2, and you can enter when price crosses the 1 candle. Or you can wait till the 2 is established and enter here, and this is the New York session where you'll get a decent profit. As we move further in the chart, we see another higher high, confirmed by the MACD, a lower low, and then another entry on a Strat pattern, a 2 down, 2 up. This gives you a decent profit during the close of the afternoon New York session. If you want to predict the next day's movement, you see at the end of the day there is a 2 down pattern, and then you see price clears that 2 candle with a 2 up candle. That gives you an indication of where you're going the next day. Further in the week, we have a perfect symmetrical buy trade and sell trade. Here we have a higher high and then a lower low confirmed by the MACD, then a 2 down, 2 up pattern to the upside. Then we have a higher high that is flanked by this lower low. So the lower low came before this higher high, and we have a 2 up, 2 down pattern to the downside. Now, again, if you want to wait for the cross of the 513 EMAs, the 5 EMA and the 13 EMA, you can wait and enter here. Here we have the cross of the EMAs, and this is your 2 up and another 2 up pattern. But if you want to be conservative and wait for the retracement, then you have a 2 down and a 2 up pattern to the upside. Again, the same thing here. We have a cross of the 5 EMA, the white line crossing the blue line, the 13 EMA. This is a 2 up and a 2 down pattern, and this goes to the downside. Further in the sequence, we have this trend that had formed. All of this is on the 15-minute chart. We have found that the 15-minute chart is usually the best time frame to see these higher high, lower low setups. But you see there is no lower low created as price moves along the trend. Then we have a higher high and then a lower low created. And that is your opportunity to get an entry with a 2 down, 2 up pattern, plus you get a 5 crossing the 13 EMA. And that happens during the afternoon session. This is that big candle that we talked about on the daily chart. This candle right here. We see price had moved all the way up, and then it moved all the way down. And in order to get involved, you could use the MACD with the Strat confirmation to help figure that out. We see a lower low created right here. This is by 1 pip lower than this one. A lower low, then a higher high created right here, and then a 2 up, 2 down pattern. A perfectly clean entry during the New York session to the downside. And that was a monstrous haul for that day, because you could have rode that 5 EMA and price did not even close above the 5 EMA until the afternoon session. To recap, using the MACD to find highs and lows and entering on the Strat patterns is a highly effective way to trade that yields fantastic results. Thanks for watching. If you found this video helpful, please give it a thumbs up and subscribe to our channel for more trading tips and strategies. Don't forget to hit the notification bell so you never miss an update. Until next time, happy trading.